So welcome to Barre with Shaina. It is Tuesday, May 12th. In order to make these classes as freely accessible as possible to our participants, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of the class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure that you have moved nearby furniture and other potential hazards. If you're participating in a yoga class or a class that involves laying on the ground, we recommend using a yoga mat, or if you don't have one, a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to seek medical help if they experience pain or injury, and should seek appropriate medical advice or care as needed. William & Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that every participant has an annual physical examination and follow the advice of your healthcare provider before participating. Tripped over all those words today. Classes are over. What can I say? All right, so we're going to get started, and the only thing that you need is like a mat or a carpeted area. And if you have any kind of light resistance for an arm section, like light weights between 1 and 5 pounds, a resistance band, or like water bottles, anything like that, that should be good. And then I'm going to put the link to the music in the chat one more time. If anybody wants to hit play, you guys can play it too if you want. My roommates are taking class. And we will get started. And I'm going to watch the chat throughout. So if you have any questions at all, just go ahead and throw it in there. Alrighty. We're going to get started just by warming up our body. It's 10 a.m. We just got out of bed, at least I did. Make sure we shake all that sleep out. So we're going to start in a neutral position. Feet underneath your hips, hips underneath your shoulders. Rolling those shoulders up to the ears and down. Roll it up and down, adding in some deep breaths, and exhale. And roll to the front, peeling those shoulder blades apart in the back. Three more, making those movements nice and big. 2 and 1. Awesome. We're going to set up with our feet in ballet position to really warm up our ankles and our calves. So our heels are going to come together and our toes are going to point towards opposite corners of the room. That's first position. We're going to work on stretching those Achilles, taking our knees about halfway down, but keeping our heels on the mat and stretch up. Halfway down and stretch. Fighting to keep those feet on the mat. While we're here, keeping our upper body proud, shoulders rolled back, glutes tucked in. 4 more here. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to isolate those feet, pulling our right heel off the mat all the way up, pressing into those toes, bend in the left knee, and put the heel down. Other foot, stretch and press. Other side. Feeling all 5 toes flat on the ground. Ooh, I know I feel mine cracking. My feet are not used to this. 2 more each side. 1 more. Good, moving in the opposite direction now. We're gonna pull up onto the balls of our feet. Ooh, don't fall forward like me. And then roll down. Pulling up tall and slow controlled roll. Lift and lower. My mat is so sticky, you can hear it every time we come up. And lower. Feeling those muscles start to light up. Maybe our first exercise of the day. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna put the 2 together. We're gonna bend and stretch, rise and lower. Every time, stretching those legs tall. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's stay up at the top and hold. Pulling those heels high, maybe bringing one arm forward and then the next. Squeeze those abs in and hold for 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, shake those heels out. Rolling one out and in, and the other. Awesome job. We're gonna step it out into second position now. So our feet are still turned to opposite corners of the room. This time, we're having a wide stance. Heels are about one heel toe wider than our hips, focusing on sliding straight down, not sitting back into a squat. Let's bring our arms into this one. We're gonna come down and up. Same amount of control. Ooh, feeling those hips, get that good stretch in them. Maybe adding some breath to this. We inhale and exhale. Looking good. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Staying here. We're gonna work in that upward direction. Might be a little weirder because our stance is wider, but we're gonna come up onto our toes. Lots of control and lower down. Maybe step that stance in a little shorter if that helps. But squeezing up and lower. Really targeting those calves and Achilles. Four more here. 3, 2, and 1. Back to our plie. We plie and rise and up and down. Good. Using those arms for some drama, a little bit of ballet inspiration this morning. You can always keep them at your hips as well. 4 more sets. 3, reach high. 2, and 1. Nice job, you guys. Shake those heels out one more time. Maybe flex and point the ankle. We're gonna stay in that second position, but we're gonna add a lunge to our combination. So I'll demonstrate first and then you guys can join in whenever you're ready. But we're gonna be working on our back foot and that'll make sense. So we're gonna start in second position with a plie. Then I'm gonna take this left foot, twist it in for a lunge, twist it back out and rise. Plie, twist my opposite leg, lunge, center, and rise. We got it? All right, started in that second position, hands on our hips. We're gonna take it down, turn that back leg, lunge, center, and rise. Good. Once we go down for the plie, we're not rising high until we finish that side. Plie, lunge, plie, and rise. Making sure we're twisting that foot all the way into parallel. Protecting our knees in that lunge. Looking good. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2 left, and 1. Nice job. Take a big stretch, arms up, inhale, and exhale it down. 1 more, and exhale. We're gonna warm up our neck a little bit. Let's look right over our shoulder, and bring it to center, and left, and center. Back to center. Let's look up and down, protecting that back neck. Good, let's do some circles. Over to one ear, down through the center. One more. And switch directions. Awesome job, you guys. We're gonna move it to our mat for the rest of our warm-up. So get yourself settled there. Maybe grab a quick sip of water. Meet me on the floor whenever you're ready. All right, I know I'm definitely feeling warm. Don't know about you guys, but make sure you're still taking care of yourself, taking breaks if you need. This is your workout, not mine. So we're gonna start in a tabletop position. So that means we're gonna be on all fours. My hands are directly underneath my shoulders. My knees are directly underneath my hips. If I look back between my thighs, I cannot see my toes. Keeping that neck in a neutral position, looking long in front of our fingertips. Starting with some cat-cows. We're gonna inhale, arching our back, looking high to the sky. And exhale, blow it out and round down. Look back towards your thighs. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round down. Cycling through these at your own pace. Let's do 3 more, meeting in neutral spine whenever you're ready. All right, while we're all in neutral spine, we're gonna take some hip circles, hitting all 4 corners of the mat, swinging them around. Taking up space here, we wanna be big. We may be in our living room, but that doesn't mean we can't move our body to its fullest potential. And switch directions. All right, coming back to neutral spine when you're ready. We're gonna go through some bird dogs. This is gonna be a bit of a balance challenge, but I know we can do it. So planting your left hand underneath your left shoulder, reach that right finger forward, and then at the same time, extend your left leg back, creating a long line from fingertip to toe. All about the stillness here. We are building the heat from within, reaching forward with constant energy, lifting up high out of this sitting glute. Holding here for 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Nice job. Opposite side. Reaching with that left hand forward and right leg back. Finding a sturdy foundation and reaching long. Hold for 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to tabletop. We're gonna go back to that right side, adding in some crunches. But you can always stay at bird dog or just hold in tabletop. Extending right arm, left leg, bringing our elbow to our knee if we can, and then extending long. Finding the contrast between tiny ball, long extension. You can always do this on a fist if your wrist is giving you any trouble. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing job. I gotta scoot forward. I keep kicking the TV. That would be dangerous. Let's come back to child's pose real fast in between sides. Feeling that first stretch, hips to heels, fingertips reaching long. Maybe thinking here about an intention or a goal you want to set for yourself during class today, something you can be proud of at the end. I know there's so many things to choose from. And then coming up when you're ready for our opposite side. Left arm goes long, right leg sticks back, and we crunch in and extend. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And press those hands back down. Awesome job. Swing those hips side to side, recenter the spine. We're gonna move into our downward dog, but kind of keep that same motion. We're gonna work on our crunching movement a little bit once we get up there. So when you're ready, tuck those toes under, ready to send our hips high to the sky, pressing our chest to our thighs, and sending our fingertips long on the mat. Great form, everybody. Reaching those heels towards your mat, maybe walking the dog, bend one knee at a time. Starting to feel that movement. We're gonna shift our weight forward until we're up in a high plank position. Shoulders over wrists, hold here, and then shift it back. Shifting forward, really feeling the difference between those two positions, and back. Coming at this at your own pace. Make sure we're getting those hips down, abs engaged in our plank position. Let's do 3 more cycles. Two, and 1. Back and down facing dog. You can always come down to tabletop or child's pose for a quick break in those arms. Let's take child's pose together, actually. We're gonna be up on them for a while. And getting ready to come back into that down dog. We're gonna be shifting from 3-legged dog into a crunch. So whatever position feels best for you on your wrists, maybe even down on your elbows, go ahead and find that position. I'm gonna send my right leg high to the sky. Maybe let that heel drop over into a hip opener stretch. And then coming back to center, sending that knee to your right tricep. Send it back high. Send the knee to your nose. Back up. And to your opposite tricep, finding a twist. Nice job, and bring that right leg down. Stretching back. Our left leg coming up. Stretch that hip. 3-legged dog opener. And when you're ready, left knee shifts forward to left tricep and up. Left knee to nose. And left knee to right tricep. And let that leg come down. Let's come into tabletop. Just let that heart rate come down a little bit. Awesome job, guys. We're gonna come into downward dog just one more time. Sending our hips high. This time I want us to take big bend in both knees, almost touching the ground, and stretch back up. Almost touching the ground. And from here, we're gonna come into a lifted tabletop. So shifting the weight forward over our hands, we're almost in a tabletop position, but our knees are about 1 inch off the ground. And we're gonna hold, keep that neck lifted. We're or you can just come to regular tabletop as well. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down. We have one more set of variations in that pose. Getting ready for lifted tabletop or regular tabletop. Knees come up. Press your right foot back. In, and knees lower. Lift. Left foot press back. And down. And right. Always bringing those knees to rest in between sides. Don't forget to breathe. We have 2 more each side. Two more. Oh, goodness. And last one. And down. Whew, let's send it back to child's pose. Amazing job, you guys. I know, I'm sweating. Reach those fingertips as long as they go. And when you're ready, stand on up and grab whatever weight or resistance you'll be using for our arms portion. Ooh, grab some water. You could have just seen the downfall of my TV on live Zoom. That would have been crazy. All right. You can use any kind of light weight. You could use like a looped resistance band, like so, or I'm going to be using some soda bottles. Found them in the fridge. Haven't been drank in like months, so might as well. We're going to start with some bicep curls. So finding our perfect bicep curl position, our goal is to not go past 90 degrees. I don't want to see our arms drop all the way to our hips. Using all the control we have. Curl it up and stop. Curl and stop. If you feel like this is so easy, you could do it all day long. I have one more challenge for you. Go ahead and lift those elbows, extend, and curl in right outside of your shoulders. Or keep it at level 1. The water in my bottles is sloshing around. It's a great sound effect. Changing it up in 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to shift out, curl in, shift in, curl up, and out. Using those shoulder blades to control where your arms are and open. Here for 3, 2, and last one. Let's come back with our arms facing front, adding some pulses in. We're gonna lift about 1 inch up and lower. All about control. Maybe speeding up those pulses if we're feeling crazy. Pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick break, roll those shoulders back. Awesome job. We're gonna move into a goalpost arm position. So that means I'm making 90-degree angles with both of my arms, not letting my elbows drop below those 90 degrees. Coming up high. You can also use body weight for this if you need to drop your weights at any time. Coming up into goalpost, so we're gonna start with tiny press backs. Open and open. Expanding that chest. Working to keep that goalpost intact. Maybe hoping for some sports sometime soon. Maybe we'll get football in the fall. Fingers crossed. Here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick break if you need it. Coming back up into that position for some micro lifts. Straighten and bend. Lift up. Making sure our shoulders aren't creeping up towards our ears, creating space. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. I'm going to use body weight for this because these might fall out of my hands for this next move. We're going to lift forward, but we're also going to engage our lower body. So as we lift straight forward, we're going to come up onto Barre Above, onto the balls of our feet, lower, and then we're going to lift side. Lift front and side. We're not swinging those arms. Momentum is not involved. All about your control. We're adding pulses in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting front, releve if you think you can balance. Pulse up, 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 and lower. Side, pulse, 2, 3, and lower. Or staying on flat. And lower. Nice job. 2 more sets. One more time. Ooh, I'm feeling it in my calves. Nice job. Quick break. Maybe roll the neck around. Moving with that same pulse inspiration. It's bars, all about small repetitive movements. It's what we came for. We're going to take our arms into about a W position. There's another great bar instructor called Gracie Marks, who's from Wisconsin. She calls this her signature move. So here we are with Wisconsin. We're going to do tiny pulses, extend and bend. These micro movements really test us. Here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let them come down. Our final tiny movement challenge, we're going to do arm circles with or without your weights. Bringing them straight up. We're going to circle back. Sounds like I'm in the swimming pool. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 to the front. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. It couldn't be an arm section without hitting our triceps very briefly, so that's how we're going to finish today. Finding a neutral position with our hips, taking about a halfway bend in those knees. Hinge that upper body forward, glue your elbows to your sides, and we're going to extend those weights or hands straight back and in. My hands are slippery, I'm losing them. Making sure we're looking over that cliff, keeping that neck in a neutral position. Out and in. Next time we extend out, let's leave them straight behind us and lift. Lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten up, drop those weights. You did it. We're going to take a quick arm stretch before we move on. Cross that right arm across your chest. Grasp either above or below the elbow. Maybe roll out those wrists. We were up on them for a while in our plank and downward facing dog. And switch. And a tricep stretch overhead. Grasping that elbow. And switch. Let's flip our thumbs up and down, rotating those shoulders. Amazing. We are halfway done with class, and we're going to move into our bar section next. So all you need nearby is something to hold on to, whether that's a kitchen chair, a wall, a couch, a kitchen countertop, whatever it may be. Let's take about 30 seconds to transition. Grab some water. If you have any questions or just want to say hey, put it in the chat. All right. Got my trusty kitchen chair ready for use. The point of it isn't to put all of our weight on whatever we're using as our bar, so we're not putting any work into our body. It's just so we can take the balance question out of the equation and really focus on the muscles we're trying to work. So everybody is ready. We're going to start by focusing on our glutes. My roommates are going rogue. They're going no balance. I love it. We're going to do face or balance, whatever they're using. And we're going to start by sticking our right foot back. So our focus is going to be keeping our hips squared. So we have two magnets in our hips, and they're attracted to whatever wall we're facing. Starting, keeping that leg straight, lift it up and down. We're really going to be aiming to feel this in this upper corner of our working glute. Let's flex that foot and keep lifting. Change coming in 3, 2, and 1. Leave that leg about halfway lifted. Point the foot and flex it. Point and flex. Sending so much energy from this hip all the way to your big toe. Next change, keep that leg where it is. Micro bend and press it long. Bend and press. Foot still flex, trying to make a mark on the wall behind us. Bend and straighten. For 3, 2, and 1. We can take a quick break. Maybe shake out those hips a little bit, but we're going straight back to where we were. This time, we're pointing our foot, and I'm gonna bend that heel in, trying to keep my knee lifted. So the inside of my thigh should be parallel to the mat. Straighten and bend it in. You guys are doing awesome. Working through this challenging movement for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Our final movement, tiny pulses up, up. Now let that heel drop. Here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You guys are done, but we're gonna stay on this side before we do our opposite side glutes. Coming straight into a lunge behind us. Y'all can see my feet. Coming straight into a lunge with 90 degrees in both legs. We're gonna kick forward onto this opposite leg into an arabesque, and then step it straight back into that lunge. Press forward and down. Really loading that front leg. We have 8 of these. 7, 6, 5, Last 4, you can do it. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Straighten up. Let's take a figure 4 stretch with that working leg, crossing our heel over our thigh and pressing down. I know that we feel both of our glutes engaged when we do these kind of movements. So if you feel any pain or pressure on your supporting leg, try taking a slight bend in that knee. That might help a little bit. Moving to our other side, same movement. We're going to do our glutes and then move straight into our lunge combo. Hips forward, that's our focus. Starting with some lifts with that back leg, keeping it straight and pointed. Lift and lower. Let's flex that foot and keep lifting. Don't forget to breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leg stays high. Point and flex. It doesn't matter how high your leg is or how beautiful the lines look. All that matters is that you're feeling that fire and working for it. Moving into our micro bend, we bend and stretch. Stamp the wall behind you. Take that micro bend in your standing leg if you need it. 3, 2, and 1. Quick break, stand it up. Moving into our bending front and back, straightening our leg, pulling that heel towards your glute, paralleling the inside of your thigh to the floor. Bend and straighten. In ballet, this is called attitude. I feel like that's a great inspiration for what we're doing today. We're strong, we're dedicated, and we're gonna make it through the rest of class. Bend for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Our final pulse is here, lifting up high for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Not waiting too long before we send it back to our 90-90 lunge, and then pressing forward into arabesque, lunge, and arabesque. For 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Take that opposite figure 4 stretch, or both legs if that feels good to you. Grab some water. All right, we have a little more lunging to do here. So if you have any problems with lunges or knees or anything like that, we can modify this working in a narrow squat, or you can even do it down on your mat in a tabletop position. So modify to what feels good to you. But this might be good if you have a mat or like a towel if you want to double it, because we're going to be moving, putting our knee like on the ground. So if you're on like hardwood floor, just be careful. So starting in a 90-90 lunge like the one we were just in, we're going to come down about halfway. I'm going to put that back knee on the ground. I'll demonstrate first. Knee down, front leg lifts, back knee goes down, front and back, and then we're going to straighten up. So we can start all together. We lunge, back knee, front foot, back knee, front foot, and rise. Down, front, back, front, and back. Really controlling that movement, using your muscles to pull yourself up. You guys are killing it. We have 3 more. How big can you make these movements? Last one. Let's end with a final balance here in 90-90 for 8. Feel that shake. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Let's take a quad stretch. Pull that back leg heel to your glute. Awesome job, guys. Other side coming at us. Now that we kind of know the routine, we can focus on really getting that form right. Come into our 90-90 lunge. Come all the way down. Front foot, back knee, front foot, and rise. So making sure we're taking care of that back knee. Again, if we're on hardwood, maybe not taking it all the way to the floor. Let's do 4 more, making them as big as we can. Maybe if you've got a downstairs neighbor, let them know you're here. 2 more. And last one. Final hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. I know my legs are on fire after that one. Take an opposite leg quad stretch. We have 1 more move at the bar before we take it onto our mat for a little bit of core and a cool down. So coming into our first position, what we did at the very beginning of class, we're gonna take our heels together. See my feet. Heels together, toes apart, coming up onto the balls of our feet, reconnecting our heels, and then bend those knees about halfway. So I have a beautiful diamond in between my legs. Ooh, I can already feel the work we just did engaging. We're gonna take it about 1 inch down and up, inch and inch. Feeling that shake, that's okay. Pulling those glutes under, abs squeezed in and tight. 3, 2, and 1. Stay halfway down. Press those knees out like a butterfly. We're fighting for this. This is our last standing work of the day. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time we're moving down, only halfway up, working in that lower range of motion. Feel that fire. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick straighten up. We have one more challenge. We're gonna static hold as far down as we can go. Feel the shake for 8, 7, 6, 5. Get lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake those legs out. You can move that chair out of the way. We are done with it. Quick sip of water as we move to our mat. You guys totally killed it. If you can see me okay. We're gonna do a little bit of some glute bridges and then work on our abs. So glute bridges, we're laying down. Our feet are about 6 inches away from our glutes. I like to put my heels together in a first position because that really targets my hamstrings when I'm doing glute bridges. Totally up to you. Starting by peeling those hips up off the ground and lowering. Lift and lower. Really finding that peak of your stretch. How high can you get those hips? In 3, 2, and 1. Leave your hips up at the top. Let's pulse high and high. Only moving up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's static hold here at the top. Final challenge for you. We're gonna draw a smiley face with our glutes. I'm gonna dip to the right, dip to the left, dip right and left. Always finishing that smile up at the top. Awesome job. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let those hips hit the ground. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. Great job, you guys. Come on and sit up. We're gonna work through a little bit of a plank sequence inspired by my favorite thing to do when we were on campus, the Cupid Shuffle Challenge. So we don't have the Cupid Shuffle, or maybe you wanna put it on in your own music. That's totally fine. But it's basically just a plank challenge in 4 parts. I'll do all 4 parts and then we'll go through it together. It starts just in a regular plank position, so whatever that looks like for you, whether it's on your knees, down on your elbows, or up on your toes and your hands, take your pick. First part, we kick it up, 2, 3, 4, step it out, hip dip, and knee to nose, 3, 2, and 1. Those are the 4 moves. We're gonna go through it 4 times because we're awesome. If you have the music on in the background, go crazy, maybe dance to it. We're gonna get started. In 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Kick it up. Step it side. And hip dip. And hip dip. And knee, 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 and knee. 3 more times. You can do it. Step it out. And hip. And hip. And knee, knee, knee. We're halfway there. Up. Step it out. And dip. And dip. And knee, knee, knee. 1 more Step it out. And hip. And hip. Final knee. Knee, knee, and knee. Woo. Coming down to your knees. You guys rock that. Here's a virtual high five. Find a neighbor. Amazing job. We have one more working challenge today. We're gonna do 3 kinds of push-ups because no workout is complete without a little push-up challenge. Our 3 variations are gonna be regular basic push-up, just hands right underneath our shoulders, just coming down normal. Second push-up, tricep push-up. We're bringing those hands really close underneath us, and we're gonna send our elbows straight along our sides. And our third push-up is a wide-armed push-up, bringing those hands maybe to the outside of your mat and finding a 90-degree angle. We're going to do 10 of each. I know you can do it, and then we will be ready to cool it down and stretch. So finding a push-up position on your knees or on your toes. Let's get started with our first 10, and 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick stretch it back. Bringing those hands underneath your body for the tricep push-up. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Final stretch. Walk those hands out wide. Let's get to it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You are done. Coming back, child's pose. Reach those fingertips forward. You have made it through the working portion of class. I hope that's something you're proud of. Maybe if that was your intention today. And coming up onto all fours, we're gonna make it onto our back. Whenever you are ready, we're gonna stretch it out. Laying all the way down on our mats. Arms and legs long. With our arms up above our head. Taking our biggest good morning stretch, wiggling the fingers and toes. And bring those arms to our sides with our palms up to the ceiling, receiving energy from the world around us. Let's take some big group breaths together. In through the nose, and blow it out. Breathe in, and blow it out. Let's make this one your loudest breath yet. In through the nose, and blow it out. Bring that right knee into your chest, hugging it in. Roll the ankle out. And let it fall across your body in a supine twist. Our gaze and our arm goes long to the right. And your exhale, fall deeper into the stretch. And coming back center. Extend that leg straight up to the ceiling, grasping either above or below your knee. And gently pull the leg back to the chest for 3, 2, and 1. Let it float down. Left knee, hug it in. Pull out that ankle. And let it fall across your body in a twist. This time, left arm and gaze goes long. Exhale, fall deeper into the stretch. Roll back to center. Straighten that leg up. Grasp and pull it gently for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Let's roll over onto whichever side is more comfortable and push up into a seated position. Coming into a butterfly stretch, our heels together, knees towards opposite sides of the mat. Inhale and exhale over your stretch. Reaching your fingertips forward, let's walk them to the right, feeling that left hip pull. Walking back to center. And then walk it left. Feel the right hip pull towards the mat. Center. And however is comfortable for you, let's make it into a runner's lunge, a supported lunge. With our left leg back, we're going to keep that knee on the ground, pressing gently forward with our hands on top of our thigh. Feel that hip flexor stretch. Bring those arms up above our head. And twist, right arm goes long. Coming back to center. And shift our weight back for a hamstring stretch, flexing that front foot. Then walking back forward, this time popping that back foot up into a triangle stretch, knee to nose. Let's walk our feet to parallel, pausing in a wide stretch in the center, maybe waving at your imaginary neighbor through your legs, and then walking over to our left foot for an opposite lunge. Back knee goes down, hands come up. Arms go high. And twist open, left arm goes back. Back to center. And shift the weight back for a hamstring stretch, flex the front foot. Walk your weight back forward. This time pop the back leg up into a triangle stretch. Nose to knee. And stepping your back foot in to parallel. Feet are together. Let's bend one knee, feeling the stretch, and then the other. And grasp the opposite elbows here. Just hanging side to side, shaking every last bit of stress or worry or sleep out of your body, and just leave it here on your mat for a future you to deal with. Shake your head yes, and nod your head no. And let's roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, to our head. It's the last thing to come up. And when it does, let's finish out class with 3 deep breaths. We're gonna inhale and let it go. One more. And our final one, think about that intention and just let it all go. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. This was my last full bar class I'll ever teach as a member of the William & Mary staff, and I just am so grateful for the experience and what I've learned working with everybody over the last 4 years. So I'm gonna stop the recording, but feel free to stay on and say hello.